This is art. This is art. But is this all the art that there ever exists? No, it isn't. But it is better to show paintings in the video rather than just writings. So, there are various kinds of art in this world. There is painting, writing, and music, and a lot more. But the question that I'm going to argue for today, or I'm going to talk about, is art suffering. Is art suffering? I believe it is. But the correlation between these two terms, art and suffering, is that from suffering, from the depths and the griminess of suffering, there is the flower of art that is sprouted out. How do I know that? Well, I have first hand experience in this correlation. My own writings are an effect of this. During my darkest times, when food was hard to swallow and my eyes were looking down towards my feet, at my own feet all the time, that is when I created the most art. That is when the stress was high and mind couldn't think of anything else but pain. My form of expression was writing. And I wrote. I wrote short stories, I wrote poems. There was no rhyme or reason to them at times, and they looked like feverish ramblings, but they were my writings. One example of my old writings is this short poem that I had written. One fine morning, as I saw myself in the mirror, and just inspiration hit me all of a sudden. It's called Molting Personalities. During slow mornings of thought and self-discovery, I saw the face in the mirror as not my own, molting for something better and new. Looking around, I saw my past, the little kid full of glee, the adolescent with the burdens of his world, and the young adult of today. All smiling up at me, nudging me on, urging me to be a new me, a better me. So, I look in the mirror again as I see it, the smile that never changed, even with the trying times, and never will. This is me. So now, back to the question. Are art and suffering the same? Now that I look at it, like from a broader perspective and now that I'm out of my darkest times, I believe they aren't. You see, while I talk about my writings coming out like torrents during my darkest times, art is not always born of suffering. Art is the offspring of emotion, strong emotions. Emotions strong enough and filling enough that even a moment more without an outlet, you would feel like you would self-destruct. You would vomit. You would just die without an outlet. That is where, with suffering, we have another competitor. It's love, hope, passion. Art can be born of all these things. Love for the world, love for yourself, love for others, love for anything. Art born out of love and art born out of suffering is very easily distinguishable. You don't need to be an art connoisseur to know that. As humans, you understand the emotions of a fellow human through their art. So, I ask you again, is art suffering? No, it's not. But that's the strongest emotion that we feel as we go through this life. Suffering is a common occurrence in life. And as we go through it, and if you're an artist, or at least try to use art as an outlet, you would draw inspiration from suffering. But do remember that art is not suffering. Art is just life. And in life, just as we have suffering, we also have love. We also have rewards. We also have pleasure. And art can be born out of everything like this. Emotions. Art is emotions, art is life. So, that's all.